Beautiful weather here in Albania in May. It's pretty much summertime, lots of tourists, lots of sun. I've got 1 month left on my 1-year tourist visa. So at the end of next month, I'll be planning to leave Albania. And it's been great using this as a location to kind of explore the Balkans and explore Europe. But I haven't been down to our southern neighbor here yet, which is Greece. So I finally decided just to book a ticket to Athens. I'll be going there tomorrow. No specific plans, but of course there's a lot to see in Greece. So we should have some good adventures coming up. Just got outside of the airport, so I'm officially in Greece now. Kind of looks like Albania, but I'm sure it'll be different once we get in the city. Now I'm trying to find the train that will get me to the city center. Okay, I got a ticket. Now I gotta figure out what platform it's on. Well, I've successfully navigated the metro, so we've been underground most of the time. I haven't seen Athens yet, but this should take us to the center of the city. So let's check it out. Not too much to see right now, but something smells good, so I'm gonna get some food. I haven't found any interesting sights yet, except for this fountain near my hotel. But I know there's gonna be some interesting stuff around here. I just got checked in, and I'm gonna go get some food. And the restaurant I'm going to is toward the Acropolis, which is the major attraction, so we might see that on the way. I think today I'll just stay near the hotel, and then tomorrow spend pretty much the whole day in the Acropolis area. Looks like a pretty plain and boring city, but I know we're gonna go around a corner and see something impressive at some point. Got sidetracked already. I'm supposed to go that way, but this looks interesting, so we'll go check this out. I guess it's kind of like a bazaar, but mostly butcher shops. A couple of restaurants tied into it. This is supposed to be the side road that gets me to that restaurant that was recommended. It feels pretty hot out. I don't have an internet connection right now to see what the weather is, but it's pretty warm. I thought it was off that street, but I think it's tucked away back here according to my maps. Maybe this is it. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll see. Okay, so we're starting with some traditional Uzo and Tzatziki. And there's the main course. It's some lamb that was baked in parchment paper with, it looks like cheese and maybe some tomato sauce. So not cheap, but it should be a good first meal in Greece. Yeah, this is really good. He says it was slow cooked for 8 or 9 hours, so it's really tender. You got some potatoes in here. Flavor's amazing. That food was really good. If you thought it looked good, it tasted even better. But now I'm really exhausted. I think I got about 2 hours of sleep last night. It's 3 p.m. I don't know if I should go back to the hotel and take a nap or keep exploring, so we'll see. Now it's definitely opening up into a more interesting area. I never plan any of this in advance. Sometimes I get myself in a jam. I need to find a tour agency because I want to get to some places that are outside of Athens. Tomorrow's Sunday, so things could be closed. And then I've only got 2 full days after that, so I've got a small window to try and make some things happen. There's gonna be a lot of good views here tomorrow. I think today I'm just doing a quick walk around. I was so exhausted that I went back to my hotel and took a nap. And while I was asleep, I dreamt about going back to my hotel and taking a nap. So basically I was just so tired that I dreamt about sleeping. Anyways, it's nighttime now and I've got to go back into town. And I don't know, my sleep schedule is going to be messed up now, but that's okay. I'm on vacation, so it's all good. tomorrow is when we're going to check out the Acropolis and do a lot of the big sightseeing. So tonight we're just going to go down to the base of that hill where there's a lot of touristy bars and restaurants. So there's a big archaeological park down here at the ground level, and then if you go up to the top of the hill, that's where the Acropolis is at. So we'll go check out most of that tomorrow. And then you can see on the other side here is lined with all sorts of restaurants and cafes. Lots of life. This boulevard that I'm on just goes for a really long time, and from where I started back there, it goes in the opposite direction too. Not to mention all the side streets and alleys that you can go down, so there's really a lot to explore around here. Just as I was saying that other street back there kept going and going, it ended right then, but then it turns off to the left. I think it makes a big circle all the way around the Acropolis. I'll just keep going until we find out where it ends. I know that the video quality is a little bit grainy because it's dark, but it's really a great view as you're walking around looking at the Acropolis up there on the hill. It's a nice view from pretty much anywhere on the street here. As I suspected, I think this boulevard does a circle around the Acropolis. I haven't finished the circle yet. I'm like 3/4 of the way around it. But there's some side streets with a lot of activity that I'm going to check out. Okay, I just realized where I'm at now, so now we've officially made a circle. And for reference, it's about 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, so as you see the life around here, I don't know if that's typical every night or if it's because it's a weekend. You can see it's still pretty lively. This is one of those markets I was walking through earlier today. You can see it's all closed up now. I think they rolled their shutters down around 10 o'clock at night. Looks quite different at nighttime. Kind of fun with all the graffiti though. I'm on a mission to have a couple Uzo on the street somewhere and then get some food. I'm going back to the area where I had lunch today. It's still kind of a touristy area, but it's further away from the Acropolis, so maybe the prices are going to be a little bit lower, but I don't know. We'll find out. It's like I stumbled into Alice in Wonderland by accident. There really are just so many different streets to explore around here. I like it. It's a good thing. These ones are quieter, and I think maybe that's more my style. Well, there's no lack of cafes or restaurants around here. Okay, I've got some Uzo and I found some live Greek music, so this seems like a good spot to hang out for a little bit. It's a nice and quiet spot compared to all those other bars that we looked at, so it's relaxing. I think it's more enjoyable in my opinion. Well, I spent about 2.5 hours or so at that bar, just hanging out, listening to the local band. Got to hang out with them for a little bit, chat with them in their free time. It was 3 people playing at a time, 1 person rotating in and out, and got to talk with them and get to know a little bit about local culture and things like that. So in my opinion, it's more interesting than just going to these other bars that you can find in every other city in the world. It's like a death pit right there. Be careful where you step. I really enjoyed everything about the last place. The music was good, the drinks were good, the food was good, but I've also heard that there's good street food here, and I haven't had any street food yet, so maybe on my way home I'll grab a little bit of a midnight snack if something's open. Okay, I got the food to go, so give me a second, because we're right at the hotel right now. Okay, so here we are at about 2 in the morning, gonna have a late night snack. Let's just assume it's delicious. Funny story about the hotel room. The only usable outlet here is behind the bed, so I had to move the bed to the left, and now it's basically barricading the bathroom door over there. So, kind of a funny hotel room layout. Funny little church just tucked away in the middle of town here. I forgot to say good morning and tell you what my plan is for the day. So this is my first full day in Athens, and I guess I'm going to do all the touristy stuff. Try and go up to the Acropolis and get a bunch of pictures and follow the lines of tourists around here. I got kind of a late start today, and it's going to be hot. I think it's going to be about 30 degrees Celsius or around 90 Fahrenheit, so hopefully I don't melt. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm trying to coordinate for some outside of Athens travel. I really want to go to Thermopylae. I don't think that's going to happen though. It's not very popular with other tourists, so I'd have to have like a private tour, which is going to be really expensive, or I might have to rent a car. But another option is Delphi, so that could be cool. I don't know much about it. So we'll see where I end up tomorrow. Step 1, buy a ticket. Step 2, get through the gate. I think I'm going the right way. The thing I really like about living in Albania is that you have some great tourist attractions without the tourists. Obviously, it's not as great of an attraction as something like the Acropolis here in Athens, but there's so many people here. It's crazy. So half of the footage is going to be a bunch of people standing in the way of the good shots. See what I mean? There's way too many people here. This is crazy. It's a really great site though. I've gone full explorer. To be honest, I think there's just too many people here to really feel like it's an authentic experience. I mean, it's kind of like if you go to Las Vegas and you're standing in front of like the fake Eiffel Tower or something. Yeah, I know this is a legitimate site, but still, it's just so touristy. It doesn't feel interesting. I feel like I'm at Disneyland or some kind of a theme park or something. So I'd rather go to the more obscure sites in other countries that are less popular. I just finished the Acropolis in about an hour or less. I guess if you were part of a tour, you could take your time and learn more about it, but I just don't like the atmosphere. It's too much of a theme park. But there are still a lot of other things to see around the city. Honestly, I think this is a better way to do it. Just find a nice place to hang out. You've got the Acropolis right there to look at. Don't have to pay 30 euros to get in. Nice view of the city. I had to try this interesting vanilla. I don't know if the color comes out, but it kind of has like a bluish gray color to it. Now we're heading into the Agora, the ancient meeting place. This is one of the parks that I'd walked by yesterday. You have to pay to access it, and I paid 30 euros to have access to multiple different parks around here, like the Acropolis up at the top of the hill there, and this one, and a few others. Obviously, as you can see, not much of it is still standing, but there's enough to tell a story. There's a map back there at the entrance that tells you what all these buildings used to be. Without having that as a reference, I don't really know what I'm looking at right now, but it's still a really nice park to walk around in. Somehow I managed to avoid all of these signs until now, so you can definitely use these for reference to see what you're looking at. I think this one is more interesting than the Acropolis at the top of the hill. Maybe because there's less people, it's more scenic. This is my favorite part of the city so far. It's really quiet and peaceful here. It's so quiet that I can hear Mr. Turtle crunching on leaves as he crosses the field over here. So this was the state prison back in the day. You can only imagine some daring inmate trying to make his escape through the sewer system to get out. Yeah, I watch too many movies. This is the Stoa of Athens, and it's in immaculate shape. It's like perfectly preserved somehow. I don't quite understand it. Sometimes you get to sites and they're just all covered up in scaffolding, unfortunately, so not much to see at this one. Columns that are visible are really nice. According to the map, this is the temple of Olympian Zeus. The gateway leading in here is really interesting, but unfortunately due to the scaffolding, I'm not really impressed with anything else that I see in this park. I'm just in a city park right now, but Even the parks here must have some historic sites. There's 6 or 7 that you have to pay to get into, but this one's free since it's kind of a normal park. Socrates Prison. Let's find out. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. I think the Acropolis is more interesting from a distance. Once you get up next to it, it's more scaffolding and people than anything else. Well, it's dinner time now. I feel pretty satisfied with having seen most of the attractions that the city has to show. Of course, I know I missed some things, but I'd say it was a pretty good day, and I don't feel like there's anything else I need to do in Athens itself. So tomorrow, I'm catching a tour bus to go out of town. And then I have one more full day in Greece, and I don't know if that's going to be in Athens or somewhere else. So we'll see what happens.